the same thing that happened to stand-up comedy is going to happen to sports media. This past week, I was listening to Andrew Schultz. I don't usually listen to him, but he's making the podcast rounds, and I listened to him on the All In podcast and Armchair Expert, and he talked about how the North Star for a stand-up comedian has changed over the past 10 years. 10 years ago, every single stand-up comedian was building to get to a point where they had their own show or were part of a show on an MTV, a Comedy Central, some traditional TV network, versus now the North Star is, how can I build up to get a Netflix special or build my own podcast or YouTube channel so I don't have to answer to the red tape of a Comedy Central or an MTV, and I get to have full control and autonomy and tell the jokes that I want to tell. Same thing's going to happen in sports media. I think it's already in motion, as proven by how ESPN had to poach Pat McAfee. But 10 years ago, the North Star for every on-air talent was, how can I get a seat at one of the big-time networks? But 5-10 years from now, I think the North Star for talent will be, and getting a seat at the big-time networks will still be super credible and super sought after, don't get me wrong. But the North Star, the ultimate North Star, will be, how can I build out my own platform, my own channels, and have full control over my content, whether that's a podcast, a YouTube channel, whatever it might be, streaming. It's not just control, it's quality of life. Would you rather get paid $100,000 to have to move to a new city and work for an established network and talk about things that you might not want to talk about that day? Or would you rather get paid the same amount, or even 75 cents on the dollar, to talk about the things you want to talk about, own the platform, and do it all from your man cave, basement, or office? Door 2 sounds pretty good.